So I've been doing this YouTube thing for a minute now. I believe it's been around 4 years that I've been a YouTuber and been posting videos daily. And so I've experienced a lot of different fan bases, some good, some bad. And the one thing I want to say is, as I'm going to be making a video of the top 7 worst fan bases, in my opinion, I just want to be very clear in that there is no such thing as a bad fan base. Every single fan base has good people and bad people. It's not one group of people. It is a collection of individuals who happen to cheer for a team. Usually when I say worst fan bases, or when someone says worst fan bases, they usually mean the 5% of jerks that are, that every fan base has. Those 5% of jerks are worse than the other 5% of jerks that any other fan base has. That's typically how I view it. So yeah, if you're watching this, I'm not saying, and you're a fan of one of these teams, I'm not saying you're a bad fan or, that you're bad at all. Just that, this is my experience. Let's just get into it. Number 7 might be a surprise, and I have to be honest, a couple of these are very much specific to me personally, as, on this channel, the fan bases that tend to give me a lot of, criticism back, or that I can find annoying, and that's the case with the Dolphins. Really, it's the whole Tua thing that has gotten under my skin at times, for sure. I felt like, again, most Dolphins fans are cool, and yes, I get it. With Tua, you're going to defend your quarterback, and a young quarterback who did get too much criticism as his career first started. I get that you're quick to defend him, but I also felt like there were some very valid criticisms to have in his first couple seasons as well, that when I would bring them up, seemed like Dolphins fans would get very upset about them. Again, maybe it's just a me thing. Maybe I was legitimately too hard on him, but I don't think that's the case. I think it was more so there was a group of Tua fans in particular that just were not able to take any Tua criticism whatsoever, which I found annoying. So that's why they make the list here at number 7. Number 6, I am going to Packers here. Again, like I said, with them, along with everyone else, most of the fans for most of these teams are cool. But there is like that subsect of Packers fans that, again, this could be a me-specific thing. As a Tampa Bay fan, there was kind of a very mild rivalry that surfaced, I felt like, when Rodgers and Brady were competing for an MVP. And I felt like the Packers fans that tried to put Aaron Rodgers in the GOAT conversation and try to put him above Tom Brady is really, again, that's kind of where I get a little bit annoyed sometimes. And I feel like Packers fans as a whole, very much all over the place sometimes. So, again, most Packers fans are cool. I love that they're passionate about their team. I think that's awesome. But do I find certain Packers fans annoying at times with some of their takes, and specifically some of the, there's people that think that Aaron Rodgers can do no wrong in certain scenarios, which I can find a little bit annoying. So, that's why I have them at number 6. Just those couple of things. Number 5, you knew they had to be on here, the Dallas Cowboys. And I should mention, you might be wondering, aren't a couple of your opinions on why some fan bases are bad a little bit irrational? If you're thinking that at any point, none of this is fully rational. It's sports. It's not really rational to begin with, but I got to pick 7 teams. So, yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, which to some degree, I kind of almost find them endearing at times. It feels like every single time the season comes rolling around, all of a sudden the Cowboys are the team that everyone is predicting to get to the Super Bowl. Weirdly, it feels like it happens year after year after year. Literally every year I've done, I've been on this channel, every year that, I do predictions and stuff, there's always people saying the Cowboys are going to go to the Super Bowl, which, I mean, they've had a good team the past couple of years, but even when they're bad, it seems like that's always the case, which can be annoying at times, but also can be endearing at times. It kind of goes both ways. But, of course, they had to make the list at 5. Number 4, the Cleveland Browns, which, again, like all these teams, has a ton of great fans. There's great Browns fans on this list. There's great Browns fans that I interact with, frequently on this, channel and on Twitter and stuff. I have no issue with most Browns fans. Because, again, so the Deshaun Watson thing happened, and I said at the time, and I still maintain it, you don't have to stop being a Browns fan because that happened. I think that would be silly. Like, you like your team, you're going to like your team. Like, I totally understand why you would remain with your team. I also understand if you're just, you don't have as much fun with watching them anymore, or if you don't want to be a fan of them anymore, I get that too. But I don't necessarily hold it against you if you decided to continue to be a Browns fan after that. But there's just that subsect of Browns fans that will basically say Watson can do no wrong and are almost like, happy that, the Browns fans that were celebrating when Watson got a light suspension and were sort of, choosing football over a very real issue. To me, it rubbed me the wrong way. I know that's not the majority of Browns fans. I'm not saying Browns fans as a whole are bad, and I do feel bad for the loyal Browns fans that have been, sitting with their team for years and years, but it's most of these fan bases are mostly cool. Most people are mostly cool, but the annoying Browns fans definitely bring the average down enough that I'm going to put them on this list at number 4. Number 3, I am going Jets fans. One of the things that kind of always rubbed me the wrong way about, it's like the Jets fans, the Mets fans, sort of like the woe is me mindset on some of this stuff. Like, I don't know. Listen, I get it. It's been tough. I'm not trying to sit here and say it hasn't. This has not been a great stretch for the Jets. Hopefully now for their sake, it changes with Aaron Rodgers and all that. But I don't know. Listen, I get it, but it just kind of feels like there's always, again, New York market, that's just going to automatically make all the issues that much bigger. But I never kind of like the team, the fan base that almost feels sometimes like they'd rather their team to be bad than their team to be good, because then they have something to complain about. Almost feels like that's how they view that stuff sometimes. And again, I know it's not all Jets fans or even most of the Jets fans, but trust me, if you're a Jets fan, you know what I'm talking about. You know that guy who's a Jets fan and who says, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers is here. Can't wait to see him choke in the playoffs already." I don't love the depressed fan base, and I feel like that's the Jets, which again, they have reason to be. I get it, but that's just, along with just being the New York fan base, which always tends to be a bit louder on top of it. So they're number 3. I'm also going another New York fan base with the Giants, and again, there's plenty of great Giants fans, but it's the New York fan base. It's I feel like definitely love to talk about the Giants. I'm from Tampa Bay, which of course there's a ton of Giants fans in that area because people from New York move to Tampa Bay. So I've had to deal with a lot of them firsthand, and that might be coloring my opinion a little bit. I can definitely, it's always annoying when I've been to I've actually been to a couple Giants Buccaneers games, and usually the Giants fans are very loud and can be very annoying for sure. So that's why I have them at number 2 on the list. And again, a lot of them are Yankees fans too, and nobody likes Yankees fans unless you are a Yankees fan. So definitely they belong on this list at number 2. But again, like I'm saying with all this, which is true, most fans are cool, but the annoying ones annoy me. And finally, number 1, was there any question what was going to happen? Of course, it's Boston. Of course, it's the New England Patriots fans, which is funny because, I do have to say, listen, my podcast co-host, Kyle, maybe colors my opinion in a positive way about the Patriots, because I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, and I was sort of saying, like, I don't know if Boston fans are really that bad. And he was like, I think you just talk to Kyle a lot and you think that they're better because Kyle is a very rational Boston fan. And that's not usually the perception. And the more I thought about it, yeah, I kind of think that's the case. Again, I know that not all Patriots fans are like Red Sox fans, but I've never been to a Buccaneers Patriots game. I have been to a lot of Rays Red Sox games, and those fans are just the worst. I cannot stand to the point where I don't even really like going to Rays Red Sox games because of how annoying they can be. So definitely. Again, we all know it. It's this stereotypical Boston sports fan, which is not the majority of them. The majority of Boston fans are absolutely cool. Like I said, of all of them, because I want to be very clear. But there is just the annoying ones. And again, if you're a Boston sports fan, you know that guy. You know who I'm talking about. The stereotypical Boston fan. I love the passion, but I don't know, it can be annoying at times as well, especially if your team's losing and they're beating you. Then that happens a lot with the Patriots, so then it really gets annoying. But yeah, those are my 7 worst fan bases, but there's no bad fan base. That's how I view it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.